In the last video, I detailed the convoluted steps to beat Takeshi's challenge and cleared up some misconceptions about what that entailed. What I didn't do was touch on the most evil part of the game's design. You can theoretically figure all of this out without a guide. And I don't mean solely through the use of trial and error either. That helps, but it won't get you very far with a game this obtuse. So what else do we have? Well, the commercials advertising the game. However, there are a couple of other ways. You can talk to NPCs for hints on how to beat the game. You can't just talk to any NPC though. Most don't actually have anything useful to say. In this case, the NPC hive mind has a pool of dialogue it cycles through. The useful dialogue requires talking to a specific NPC a specific number of times with a specific tone selected due to the invisible temper mechanic. In other words, it's annoying, and to ensure you find all 24 hidden dialogues, it would require talking to every NPC 8 times with a threatening tone, and 4 with the normal. So let's take the information this asinine task provides to solve the seemingly impossible title. I did not discover any of this. It is all documented on the cutting room floor page for the game in glorious detail. Also, some of this will be speculation or outright straw grasping, so just bear with me. Learning to beat Takeshi's challenge.
I don't have any money. Isn't there a treasure map somewhere?
We spawn right in front of our boss, so naturally we would talk to him. We later learn we need lots of money, and real-world knowledge tells us a severance fee is normal when quitting. So?
If you're a man, then learn art.
Hints at the culture center's importance. Foreign places tend to speak different languages. We later learn that we need to go to the South Pacific. However, there are no practical languages offered for the South Pacific, only one called Hintabo. The name is a literal hint. From the treasure map, we can infer we need to go to the South Pacific. There's a larger landmass to the north and one to the south with islands in between.
I love karaoke. There's a strange old man at the karaoke snack.
I couldn't find direct hints for this, but I have a few theories. First, word of mouth. I can see someone choosing to get a drink here, being offered a refill, accepting it to see what it does, and when the player realizes it's useless, they will reject the third, and then be asked if they want to sing a song. Second, we also know that singing is needed based off of a commercial, and this is the only karaoke bar in the game, but the machine is allegedly broken when you try using it. 3. The sign says 1 song, 300 yen. Perhaps the number 3 is significant in some way. The commercial lets us know which song to sing, and that we need to sing along into the microphone. Assuming something special will happen the third time we do it right, ties into the 1 song for 300 yen sign. We're consistently a terrible human being, so it's probably safe to assume we need to brawl. As for a more world-friendly explanation, we know there's a mysterious old man, but he hasn't shown up after our performance, implying we have yet to impress him. If karaoke didn't, then perhaps showcasing our battle prowess will.
5 minutes is short.
We know to soak the map in water and blow into the microphone due to the commercial. We could question the motives of the old man. I mean, who gives out a real treasure map and just lets us keep it after we reveal its contents without wanting anything in return? Again, we're awful. We already have the map, so let's just assume we should beat him up. What's he gonna do? Take it from us? Honestly, I can see the intended solution being trial and error as a cruel joke. I don't put it past this game.
Hey Yoshikawa, I got married too.
This dialogue hints we're married if the player hasn't found their home or gotten blackout drunk yet. You eventually find out the hard way what happens if we continue while married. But going home doesn't give us an option to divorce our wife. So how can we piss her off enough to demand one? You can infer alimony is the solution based on real life, and the realization that domestic abuse did nothing. You can maybe assume we have a secret stash due to the signs of a strained relationship with our wife, i.e. when we show up drunk again. So naturally, it would be somewhere away from the wife and somewhere we regularly visit. I am really grasping at straws here though. In place of the last step, we would assume this real catch of an ex-husband has a banking account we can withdraw money from. We know it's safe to fly now because the real treasure map says Ticket Blessing, and this prevents the random plane explosion. By talking to island shopkeepers, we know we need to exchange our currency. Common sense tells us sleeping at a hotel heals us, and health good. Plus, 99% of people won't know the revive while dying trick. Although 99% of people wouldn't have figured out how to get here on their own, so I don't know what point I'm making.
The natives of Chopperin Island treat embroidery as treasure.
Lets us know to purchase the embroidery, aka the poetry in the English translation. The correct treasure map says Wet Sage. Canteens hold water, so buy a canteen. You did not just buy a gun without looking for a way to equip it. Not in this game.
You can't do anything with a plane without a runway.
Indicates that the Cessna is a beginner's trap.
Things like riding on the wind are just splendid.
What else on this list rides on the wind?
There's a red country on the other side of the sea.
The real map says Breeze Fort Beach, so we know to land on the 4th island, and we can infer that the breeze is significant. And oh, look, it spawns right above the beach of the 4th island.
If you enter a native's house, you won't be able to escape.
Is a clue that you seemingly softlock yourself after entering a native's hut. This is my biggest stretch yet. You can maybe infer it's possible to jump higher when you see this mountain with a shrine that you can't reach with a normal jump. And if you get really stuck, you might think about how people kinda crouch first before jumping, so maybe that'll make you go higher? I don't know. It's possible this was a mechanic in other games around the time, and it relies on the player having that knowledge. Although this game was released in December 1986, so that's probably false, but some wiser humans could chime in on this. The hermit's abode is referred to as a shrine. The treasure map said Wet Sage. The old man is the only one in the shrine. We can assume they are a sage, and canteens hold water. Give him water. The only way I can see someone finding the chief's hut is trial and error, especially with the previous hint of not entering a native's hut. There's nothing to indicate this is different, so yeah.
The natives of Chopperin Island treat embroidery as treasure. Go find the secret stone!
The sage tells you to consult the village chief. I'm gonna drink some water. The sage will tell you to consult the village chief for the sacred stone after giving him the canteen. With no other options, you can assume the sage put in a good word for you with the chief, giving you a chance to get a word in edgewise with a gift.
The 23rd.
The literal translation implies counting 23 skinny things. There are no other numerous skinny things apart from these jungle trees. Once you discover the Japanese bunker, you'll naturally talk to this guy until he coughs up that
It feels good to take a dump at the top of a mountain.
Paired with the other hint,
Shit is your guide to the underground.
We can infer the mountain must be really important. And it looks like you're taking a dump when you crouch. So, we crouch on the mountain. Duh.
The first time is above the big rock. The second level is below the third rock.
There's seemingly no way to progress after entering the cave at the end, so you'll realize these comments are clues on how to progress, even though they are remarkably unhelpful in a rocky cave. Maybe waiting 5 minutes on the end screen does something too? I mean, there's so little to it, and other parts of the game have had timers, so surely there's something more to this ending? Yeah, I don't know what I was expecting. The most insidious part of Takeshi's challenge is the fact that it technically gives you the tools to succeed, but in the end, you just aren't good enough. Obviously, this is ridiculous. However, I do wonder how this game would be received if it were released today. It was quite innovative in a lot of areas, and I think watching a community come together to try and solve this game would be a fascinating experience. It'd be akin to the likes of unlocking the lost in The Binding of Isaac Rebirth. For the uninitiated, this community puzzle required you to lose the game to a sacrificial room while holding the missing poster trinket. Doing so caused a puzzle piece to appear on your last will. The community was supposed to collect all of the pieces to ultimately form 4 images of other last wills, which showed you how to unlock the game's final and hardest character. I bring this up to illustrate that the steps to beat Takeshi's challenge are essentially the same thing, just replace the puzzle pieces with the knowledge of each step. and hopefully without data mining the solution. It's impressive for a game released way back on December 10th, 1986. That's only a little more than a year after the original Super Mario Bros. Came out on September 13th, 1985. The industry was a baby at this time. But I'm not done with this game just yet, because I have 2 more parts worth of stuff to cover. Next time, we will touch on every bit of miscellaneous in-game trivia. Welcome to the outro. Once this 4-part series is done, I plan on releasing them in a big bundle with corrections and other improvements. As always, give me your money on Ko-fi so I can eat, and regardless, have a good day or night, viewer.
Shit is your guide to the underground. Sorry.